Happy Friday, everyone. Get comfortable and join us for a new edition of ESPN FC. I'm Alexis Younes alongside Stevie Nicol and Uzbekistan's #1 fan, Shaka Hislop. If you have no idea what we're talking about, make sure to tune into the latest edition of Shaka's Power Rankings. It will all make sense there. And you'll also learn a lesson in geography as well. But we're not talking about Shaka's Power Rankings first, because we're talking about the big one in the Premier League this weekend. It is Chelsea going up against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. If you have a look at the tail of the tape there, you could see that Liverpool now, we know that they're at the top of the table, but they have proven that they are not unbeatable. As for Chelsea, they are the world champions, but they also have a couple of cracks in their armor as well. So this could be a very interesting matchup. Let's have a look at what the odds are saying, though. And the odds are saying that Liverpool just slight favourites in this one, but still some concerns for the Reds after suffering two major injuries midweek in the Champions League to Alisson and Hugo Ekitike. Now, Ekitike may not be 100%, so that could mean another chance for Alexander Isak to start. So here's Arne Slot talking about him.
I said to him when he started, the difficult thing will be you will have your appearances, like you just said, but if you add the minutes together, you probably only had 2 or 3 90-minute games. But yeah, that is what we inherited from the situation of him not being with the team in Newcastle. And we knew this before, so it's not an excuse. He already scored a goal. He gets fitter and fitter, but the main thing, he needs to adjust to his teammates, and the teammates need to adjust to him. And the more you play together, the better things will work.
Let's welcome in the other member of our team today, Aage Fjortoft. Jan, always good to have you. But Stevie, you know I'm going to start with you for this one. As I mentioned, 2 injuries for Liverpool, a long-term one for Alisson. Hugo Ekitike, we're waiting to see exactly what his fitness is, but it's likely that he could start on the bench. How concerned are you for Liverpool in this game?
I'm not concerned at all. You know,
wow, okay.
There's a reason why Liverpool bought Mamardashvili for this particular situation, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, in my opinion. So I don't have a problem with that. And the fact that Ekitike might not be 100% fit, or even not fit at all, guess what? You're bringing Alexander Isak in, and that's a problem. I don't see it as a problem. The only problem I see for Liverpool is if they can get together on the field in terms of the passing, their movement and connecting passes and not giving the ball away. That's the only thing that I want Liverpool to do at the weekend. Because talent-wise, I think the street's ahead of Chelsea. And so they have to just be in tune with each other. And if Liverpool do that, they got goal scorers all around the field, in my opinion, that Chelsea just don't have. I think you look past João Pedro, I ask, where's the goals coming from? There's no Cole Palmer. Every which way you look at this, I see Liverpool as favourites. But that is, of course, if they get in tune with each other and don't cough the ball up. That's it. Those 2 things. If Liverpool get it right, then it's a Liverpool victory.
Wow, this is the first time, I think, all season that I've seen Stevie this confident about Liverpool going into a game. And I never thought, Jan, that it would come after Liverpool have lost back-to-back games. Now, should Stevie have a bit more concern over his Reds?
Hello from London. I'm at the game tomorrow at Stamford Bridge, so I look forward to that. I understand what Stevie is saying. If you take 1-1, if Ekitike out, you get another striker in. He's not bad either, Alexander Isak. Alisson Becker, for me, maybe the best goalkeeper in the world. He's out, but Mamardashvili is just in to do that. I mean, they saw over the last 2 seasons as Alisson Becker, I think, missed 20 games over the 2 last seasons, so you needed a good number 2. So that I understand. So there is a lot of things to sort out for Liverpool at the moment. I see now a team mixed up with a great individual talents. They don't find each other so good on the pitch. So 2 losses in a row. They need a result. They need a good game tomorrow at Stamford Bridge.
Shaka, you also said that you're not too concerned about Alisson's injury.
I'm not concerned from...
Or it's not a deal breaker for Liverpool in this.
From the perspective that Mamardashvili, as I think we all agree, is an outstanding goalkeeper. It's just a difficult time to come in to a team like Liverpool. Given the start they had to the season, now all of a sudden they've lost their last 2, and I know Mamardashvili came off the bench in the last game, but now you're making your first start on the back of two successive losses. That's not ideal from a new player perspective coming in, when maybe the defense are looking at each other, asking question marks. You want some consistency there. That being said, you sign a goalkeeper of his quality for exactly this reason, that he can come in and be a seamless replacement to Alisson. I will say, while I agree with everything that Stevie said about this game, I don't share his confidence in that, on paper, arguably so far this season, Liverpool have been better than everybody they played. Their performances have said otherwise. And you saw that coming to head again over the last couple of games. And now this is a big moment for Arne Slot. And maybe the injury to Ekitike kind of forces him to play, well, quite clearly, Isak. And all of a sudden you find that settled starting 11 that maybe he'd been questioning all season long, because while they've been winning, again, they've not been playing great. So that can serve as maybe a little bit of an opportunity for Arne Slot. I agree with Stevie. While we're talking about a Liverpool team that's lost their last two, Chelsea have lost their last two in the league, have injury problems of their own, and truth be told, simply on paper, don't have the fireworks firepower that Liverpool has.
Well, as we said, Liverpool have lost the last two, one in the league to Crystal Palace, and then, of course, in the Champions League, where we most saw recently to Galatasaray. Stevie, you did say that, the goals can come from anywhere for Liverpool. We know the firepower that they have, but they did fail to score against Galatasaray. Looking at this 11, what needs to change for this weekend?
Well, I think they need to get Szoboszlai out of there and back in the middle of the park. For me, it should be Bradley at right back. And right now, the way Kerkez is performing, I'd probably put Andy Robertson back in there.
Oh, I love that.
And looking at that, that looks like a team that's more in tune with each other. The guts of that team, if those changes were made, looks a lot similar to what it was last year. And now what you're looking for is the front players to catch fire. So if I'm Slot, I'm making those changes. I go back to the tried and trusted, away from home at Chelsea, get yourself a solid base and then go from there. And then hopefully you get the ball to the front players and they catch fire. So that to me would be the way I would go about it. However, I'm not Liverpool manager.
No, but you are.
Sadly not.
You are.
Sadly not.
Sadly not. Sadly not. But what about? What would you do? It's a question we've asked you a number of times, but specifically for this match now and what we've seen recently. What do you do with Florian Wirtz? Do you move him to the left? Do you bench him?
If he plays, I think you move him to the left. Personally, right now, I would sit him.
Would you play?
I would leave Gakpo on the left, Salah on the right, and Isak right through the pipe. As I said, tried and trusted. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Allegedly, you're assuming you know what you're going to get, because this team that I'm talking about knows each other inside out. We're not going to be thinking, well, every second you take to think about what you have to do with the player that's standing next to you, that gives the opposition a chance to get at you and particularly get the ball from you. So that lineup that I was talking about, I think that would be way more settled and would be way better away from home at Chelsea.
Jan, what do you make of Stevie leaving Florian Wirtz on the bench, saying he has no place for him in his 11 if he were Arne Slot?
Well, it's very interesting, because Arne Slot needs to find a way to give him the necessary confidence to be in there, because now it's a matter of confidence. Because I think you can say a lot about Florian Wirtz, but I think what is unusual to see him now in a Liverpool shirt is that he's losing the ball so much. I mean, when we saw him playing for Bayer Leverkusen, we're seeing from Germany, he never loses the ball. And that's what he's doing at the moment. I think that is down to he doesn't adjust with the people in and around him. But I don't think that is only, like I said in my first statement, that is not just a wisp problem. That is something about the balance there. And if I may say, Stevie, if you I understand what you're saying. I think Robertson should pay for Kerkez. I think Kerkez is a bit too hot-headed when they are struggling at the moment. So I will put Andy Robertson in there as well. But on the other back, Stevie, is that when Liverpool used to play out from the back, often they went out to Trent Alexander-Arnold, being that role of a quarterback on the right side. I see Liverpool now when they're struggling, when they try to play out from the back. It's not the same, even when Van Dijk is doing it or Konate doesn't produce that. So I got a feeling that is the thing that is missing, the way that they go out from the back. I mean, when they're coming with power forward, it's fantastic. But sometimes when Liverpool is playing at the moment, it's like a boxing fight, two heavyweights just get out in the ring and just have a beat at each other. And at the end, last one standing is the winner. And that's what I feel. Maybe that's not, Liverpool need to find a balance there.
Yeah, the thing about Van Dijk for me is he has absolutely been affected. Because for me, Van Dijk now is trying to take care of everybody. You know, you've got two of your back four in Kerkez and Konate who, A, are struggling just to do their job defensively, but B, are struggling with the ball at their feet. And so you've got Van Dijk who's been affected by it because you know he's a little unsure whether he should give it to Kerkez. And opposition are leaving Konate with the ball, so that is a real problem. And the one with the Verts, the reason I would drop Verts is because they've lost the last two games. You know, I said at the start of the season, when there were five games undefeated, you can continue to try and get Verts into form by playing them whilst you're winning. But when you start losing, then you have to start looking after the team. You can't be thinking about looking after individuals now. They have to win games. And so if that means, unfortunately, Verts has to sit for whatever it takes till Liverpool settle down, get in some rhythm, get back to the Liverpool we know, then you can start trying to reintroduce him. And then it's better for him as well. So
Can I ask you a question, Stevie?
Sure.
If it's that okay. When they put Szoboszlai on the right side, is that a signal that you want to have a player there, as Trent Alexander-Arnold did? A good football player with a good foot, with a good pass? Do you think that is the reason they have put him there so many games?
No, I don't. I actually think, and I think it's not something I would ever do. I think he's shoehorning Szoboszlai at right back to try and keep Verts on the field. I think that's what he's doing. Or that's what he's done.
So that's Wirtz's fault as well.
Well, actually, I hear you, but it's actually not. It's Arne Slot's fault. Again, as the manager, as the coach, whatever you want to call it, your duty is to the whole team. You have to pick a side based on what is the best for everybody. And so when you start to do that and you start to shoehorn people in because you can and you think you can get away with it, I'm sorry, that's not how you do it.
I like Jan's version better.
All right, well, let's talk about Chelsea now, too, because Enzo Maresca has a couple of concerns for his own Blues, and mainly their unavailable players. They also are going through a bit of an injury spell, and the big one being Cole Palmer. We know exactly how he has been that X factor for Chelsea. Shaka, what do you make of this and how Chelsea can cope with it?
Well, not particularly well if the last two league games are anything to go by. Added to that, you have João Pedro, who came off the bench just about on the hour mark.
Do you actually think this is a hangover, this long list, just looking at it now? Is it a bit of a hangover from what we thought would happen after the Club World Cup?
I wondered, post-Club World Cup, if the clubs who participated would have to deal with injury crises such as these. I'll be honest, I thought it would come later in the season. I thought it would come closer to Christmas or just after, especially given the intensity and the frequency of the games over that Christmas break. I thought that's when it would start catching up. Maybe it's looking like this is Chelsea's moment in that regard, because that's a long list to have to deal with. And again, and added to that, João Pedro, more concerningly for this game, we'll see. We came off the bench on the hour mark in the Champions League. Didn't quite make it to the end, but got 36 minutes into it, getting sent off in injury time. If he were to miss, and to Stevie's point earlier on, when you look around at this Chelsea starting 11, you can't help but wonder where those goals have come from. Now, you take João Pedro out of that, if he doesn't start, and it's even more of an issue for Chelsea. And again, given that list, where do you get any kind of support? Where do you get any kind of firepower? I'm not at all sure.
Yeah, and Enzo Maresca is sounding a little bit like Ruben Amorim these days when he said that he feels that Chelsea are actually improving. Have you seen any of that?
Well, imagine if they had a big squad. I mean, how good could they be? How good could they be? Yeah, I understand that a manager sometimes got to say this, but you can't say without proving it. And when I have a look at Chelsea at the moment, I feel. I mean, I see what I try to do. I'm not saying that I actually doing that all the time. There's a lot of things depending on a Cole Palmer that he will make some magic for them, which is a bit surprising when you see all the players they've got in. And I also find it very amazing when I see the many money spent on this Chelsea team and they ending up that we're sitting here talking, where should they score goals? Where should the goals come from? And also that they have a dodgy goalkeeper that I am not 100% convinced is a good goalkeeper at that level. But maybe we should have a goalkeeping expert in the studio.
Where can we find one?
Can you see one, Stevie?
Oh. Maybe we'll
I hate you.
All right, let's get some predictions. Let's get some predictions. Here's what everyone is saying. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Stevie is gone for a 2-1 win as well. Stevie, you're copying me. Whereas Jan and Shaka are sitting on the fence. They could not pick them apart, so they're going for the draw.